Alright, I'm going to show you how to do a pre-trip. I'm not actually going to do it. I'm just going to point and tell you what you need to do. That way you know what to check, and you know it's going to make it a little easier coming down the road. Alright, first thing we're going to do is we're going to undo these, and when we do that, set you all right there. You're going to come up here, you're going to grab and put a foot up and open your hood. Make sure that doesn't slam. You don't want to mess up your springs. And I'm going to point and tell you what you need to check. First of all, you need to check underneath, make sure that you have no leaks anywhere. You need to check your brakes, your tread depth, window washer fluid, your coolant over there, your fan. Not a lot of people check that. You should check your fan, your power steering, your oil. Grab this and just give it a little twist. If it moves more than that, you probably got either something bad here or up here. Now you're going to check your leaf springs and all that. Make sure your gauge is good. You know what? Look in here occasionally. You want to see that that's good. You want to check and make sure your mirrors are clean. Right now it's sprinkling. But, you know, this is trucking. You're going to get wet doing a pre-trip. You may even get a little cold. Wear a jacket. Alright? Like I said, check your coolant. Don't open it when it's hot. Bad mistake. Right, here's your belt. Push in and pull out. That one and this little one right here. You know, you want to make sure there's some tension. Same thing over here. Check all this. You know, make sure this is good. Make sure your turbo's good. This going out is not fun. Then you're going to follow it down. You see the exhaust pipe. Your exhaust pipe. And checking that, you're going to notice a lot of stuff. You know, look back here, you can see the DPF filter right there. Check your exhaust again. If you can, just look underneath, see if you see anything wrong. And make sure your fuel cap is on. Your APU, that's a whole nother video I'll do and show you how to do that. You want to check your drive tires, tread, and their air. Mine are good. You got to check all of those. And you want to check this stuff back here, you know. Check all of this if you can. Check your brakes. Without brakes, you ain't gonna stop. Check your fifth wheel. Make sure there's grease on it. I need to get some. I'll probably get some later today. Some of them little grease packets, great thing. Check your lights. And I've already got that done. Make sure you have mud flaps. Okay? That's a DOT infraction. Again, check in here. Make sure your brakes are good. Make sure you have nothing between your tires, by the way. I know there's nothing in between mine. I just had it washed and I haven't moved since I got to the yard. Again, check your tire, air, everything. Make sure your bags aren't leaking. You'd be able to hear them. Okay? Brakes again. Check this fuel cap. Make sure it's on. Yeah, I know it's buried by my air hoses, but right now I'm bobtail. Make sure your lines here have no cracks or anything like that. This is your emergency line. Red is emergency. This not on a trailer, your trailer ain't moving. This on a blue line, your trailer ain't moving. This is your service line. That's why it's blue. This is what gives your trailer brakes. Whenever you push the brakes in the truck, that's what you're going to get it from. electrical line. Now this, every once in a while I like to look in here, make sure there's nothing in there. Tap it out once in a while. Again, go down, check your lights, all that. And after all that, you should be able to, yes, there are more things, but this is just a quick one because I don't have a light jacket on, and it does get a little cold. But whenever you're done, walk up to the front of your truck. Don't do like a lot of drivers and let it slam. Try to gently put it back. If you have to, put your foot on the damn step in the front. That's what they're for. And just gently put it down. You don't want it to slam. Always go to the passenger side first, in my opinion, and let you down. Yeah, I know y'all couldn't see that, but I'm coming back to the camera because it's right there also. And on mine, lift up. So those little indentions, there's a little gap right there. Put them in it and down. And that's how you basically do it. Alright. And now I'm going to show you how to do a light check on your truck. If you have a Peterbilt or Kenworth, you should be able to do this. I don't know about Freightliners and all that, but this is something that's really easy to do now that they've made it where it'll do your brake lights and your high beams and all that, and you don't have to be in the truck. Now I'm going to show you how to do it. First thing you're going to do, and I'll show you right here, is turn your truck on. Right here, that's what I'm going to do. This, and turn it to where it says settings. You push in the button, go down to lamp test, and turn it on. Alright. Now, what we're going to do is check the light. Your key has it. That's it. Edit this part out. Now, you always want to start at the front of your truck. You want to check your lights down there and your lights up there. There's your high beams. And wait for it to go back to the turn signals. See how they're flashing? Walk down the side of it. Make sure that one's lighting up. You're going to come back here. These are your brake lights and reverse lights. Make sure they're working. Your reverse lights, not so much because it's not really a DOT infraction. You're going to make sure that light right up there works. And once it starts flashing, you know it works. Ta-da! Then you just climb back in your truck. After you make sure all your lights work. Then turn it off. Alright, now I'm going to tell you how to do an air check. And it should be easy if you're on flat land. First thing you want to do is make sure your truck's in here. That way when you push your brake in, your truck is going to stop it. Now right now you're not going to start your truck. You're going to make sure that your truck doesn't lose any air, and that's what these two gauges are right here. You let your levels air out. You're gonna press and hold your brake right here. Press and hold it for about a minute. And I'm not actually going to do it all the way. I know my brakes are good. After you do that, you're going to pump them down. I'm going to slide this up a little. That red light means that your brakes do. And now we just wait for this yellow one to pop out because they're on the trailer on. They just keep pumping down. Y'all heard that? I'm one, I like to push and see if it bounces back toward me. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to push in our clutch down here, take our truck out of gear. We got our park and brake back on, and we're gonna start the truck. Now I don't know if y'all can hear that buzzer, but that tells me I have something not working. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at all my gauges. I see these two have the red light. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build it up to about I do about 1,500 RPMs. I don't pay any mind to that because I know what it's saying. But I'm going to watch my air gauge build up. This may take a little while, and really you want to have air in your tanks because this truck has air brakes. No air in the tanks, your truck is going to fail. Now for, I don't know, whatever reason, my truck does my primary up to 100 and then it works on the secondary. And it does go pretty quick. It's just confusing because I'm used to both of them running at the same time, not just one. I'm still running about almost 1,400 and getting it to go. And I usually do it until I hear the air, cut off, go off. And it's a distinct sound. And it's usually around 125 or so. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. There it goes. Alright. After that, just leave your truck running for a minute. And I'm going to turn my lights on so you can... We're going to pump this down to the one line before 100 on both of them. That's where your cut-on valve is. You're not going to hold the brake for it. You're just going to pump them. Yeah, mine went a little over, but I know the cut-on will work. And we're going to... we're just idling the truck right now. And... we're going to watch and see if it's picking up. We can see that it is right here. And we're going to see if it goes up to cut itself off without us having to rev it up. And then I'm going to show you where on the 386s here at Fry Miller is our line to drain the air tanks. Because you need to do this daily. Because if you don't, you'll get water in the brakes. Then you're going to have a problem with your lines freezing up, your brakes malfunctioning. It's just costly and just a fucking bear, to put it simple. But it's real easy if you know what you're doing. Again, we're waiting for the engine to make the little sound that tells me to cut off. It's a good thing to know. Oh, and don't worry about this. I know it's on. I have a ghost in the system. No one seems to be able to figure it out. I've taken it to two Peterbilts. I've taken it to the Fry Miller shop and all that, and we just heard that. Alright, now I'm going to show you where the line to drain your air tank water is. Now, on the 386, if you look right down here, you'll see this. Just pull it. I usually hold it for a couple seconds, but my tanks are right above my battery box.